Hey, you know how you've been talking every week about how the MVP favorite is playing in the Bills game?
What do you got to say?
You were finally right one week. Been waiting to say that one on camera.
One of the best part about Jonathan Taylor absolutely memeing on me
What?
was my guy I was playing against in fantasy this week.
Oh, he didn't even beat you.
No, but he talked shit as soon as he got the 51 points. He goes, wow, you must not be happy about that. And then Austin Eckler goes out there, drops almost 40, and I beat him.
Get on kid in our fantasy league. Does our rush defense suck? Taking Derrick Henry single-handedly destroyed our entire team. And then Jonathan Taylor single-handedly destroyed our entire team.
We supposedly have a really good run defense.
Supposedly?
That's
I think that's quite in question.
Shout out to my boy Tim, who got under 1.5 rushing touchdowns on Prize Picks for Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor said, get f***ed on by the cat and drop 5 touchdowns. How many Bills jokes do we want to make today?
Quite a few. That's kind of our thing.
We get a massive turkey, put it here for Turkey Day.
Turkey Day?
Yeah.
It's not our Turkey Day.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. I'm your host, Gordo Gamble, joined by this beauty of a man here, Kirode. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Week 12. Well, Thanksgiving 4.
Happy Thanksgiving, not to us.
Not to us. I wish I had Turkey Day.
But
bro.
to
I
you.
could go for some Turkey Day. Anyways, we're here, Week 12, NFL slate. It's a beauty of this one. We don't have our Bills. The Bills are playing Thursday. I think this video will be out right after that. So if the Bills didn't win, please send me a good message to check if I'm in good health. Because after Jonathan Taylor absolutely dropped the dookie on us last week, I don't know how much longer I can do this, all right? It's one thing losing to Jacksonville. It's one team losing to it in a single player entirely. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just all over the place right now. I'm still rocking the jersey because, you know what? We have to let this guy know that we support him.
We can't let these emotional highs and lows ruin our lives.
As a wise man once said, life is a highway, and I want to ride it all night long.
I might have to cut that from the video.
All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. The quarterback we were liking this week, and actually, I lied.
I got cut from the intro for the third week consecutively.
Let's skip that.
People say that.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well this week. Clearly, Gordon is not so much. Another loss for the Bills. I mean, went from Super Bowl, maybe favorites, to are they even going to win their division? So here we are.
Bill Belichick can...
Here we are, another week. I'm feeling good. We're bouncing back off of this loss Thursday, which means that we can't randomly put Bills players that are going to do terribly into our DraftKings lineups for the featured Sunday slate, which is a win in my books, definitely for our wallets.
Do you know what we haven't said this weekend? We have the game of the season. Jets, Houston. What side do we fade?
Okay, as Gordon said 10 minutes ago, let's get right into things. We don't want to waste any more time. We've already wasted enough of our own and of yours. So, starting off, quarterback position. Who's our first play this week?
Well, this is a tough one because there's a lot of value players you could have. I mean, you could go up there, you can get Brady. I think that the Rodgers versus Stafford game would be pretty good as well. But I think this is a slate where you pay down at the quarterback position. Now, the question is, which games do you want to target? Cam Newton looked great his last time out. He's facing Miami. I think he's decided that matchup. But on the other hand, our core play this week is actually going to be Matt Ryan. Now, Matt Ryan has struggled a bit recently, as you could tell by the goose egg he put up last time. It's a decent bounce back spot for him here against this Jacksonville defense. Now, no Calvin Ridley, but I still think this guy, I mean, he just goes out there randomly, puts up, 35 points in random weeks. I think he has definitely the opportunity to do that against this Jacksonville defense. He's a punt play. GVP all the way. Another punt play we like could be someone like Zack Wilson. Again, they're playing Houston. I don't care who you are. You have the ability to put up points against Houston.
Very true.
On the other hand, the fade of the week is going to be Ryan Tannehill. Now, before I let you take this one away, please say a prayer for our boy Kirode, who has Tannehill in fantasy. All right. Not only is your team 1-10.
Tannehill and...
Not only is this guy's fantasy team 1-10, but Tannehill just...
shit the bed harder than any quarterback this season, and that's including Josh Allen. Yeah, Tannehill, our fade of the week at the quarterback position. He has a price tag above a bunch of the guys. I mean, he's top 10 here in terms of price tags of the QBs available. However, last week's performance, not particularly impressive at all. So that's cool. He's also playing New England this week, who have a pretty strong defense against the pass game, against the run game. So not necessarily somebody we want to take. Last week he put up 16 points, which isn't the worst. He's kind of consistently been in that 10 to 20 range. But this is another week where we could see him definitely underperforming based on his salary. And as you said, there's a bunch of guys in games who we think could score highly because of the matchups that they have, like that Jets-Texans game. There's a bunch of games that don't have bad matchups, whereas Tannehill does this week, and he's been underperforming recently.
Yeah, I think if you want to pay that much, don't.
Pay less. Or pay up and get a good quarterback.
Brady or Hurts up top, you cannot go wrong.
Stafford too.
Yeah, and then if you go down, there's a lot of options as well. We just think there's a lot of better options there. Even Carson Wentz, no. Even Joe Burrow, $100 more.
Not Wentz, yeah.
Or you go down and get some guys in those 5,000 range that we just mentioned previously.
Like Cam Newton,
like Matt Ryan. All right, next up, the running back position, and look who it is. It's the top of the slate. You know what? Him and what's with me making personal vendetta against the best running backs in the league?
You got your wish against Derrick Henry.
I did not wish death upon him. I feel bad.
What do you mean your vendetta against running backs? Josh Allen ain't a running back.
No, I love Josh Allen.
Which one?
No. Anyways, we have something that I love to see. CMC isn't the top running back this week. Jonathan Taylor isn't, for good reason. Jonathan Taylor's been going off. But I truly think that McCaffrey is in a really good spot here this week against Miami. $9,000. His ownership will probably be a bit lower than it usually is. And we can't forget who Christian McCaffrey is. This guy's an absolute beast. So I think he goes out there. I think he puts up a good score at $9,000. Is a good pay-up option. But the core play for us this week, is actually going to be someone like James Robinson, though. Playing Atlanta, we saw them be not very good last week. James Robinson has the ability to go out there and put up really big numbers, especially against this 29th ranked defense against the Buccaneers. So I think it's a good opportunity there to do that this week. I also think that Saquon, if he has the touches, if he's a full participant, he's around that same price range. I think he goes out there and does really well again. He has a good matchup. Yeah. It's just how healthy is he? Is he able to do that? Is he able to perform? But if you want to look down at pay down options at running back, I think that, again, similar to the Saquon situation, if Miles Sanders does get that full range, he's also got a favorable matchup against the Giants. But Deontay Foreman, 4.8K, Adrian Peterson just got released. It looks like he's going to take over those snaps. And, I mean, if they're in a better spot than they were, I think he has the ability to put up big numbers. I mean, he looks to be guy number one, especially if McNichols sits, right? So if McNichols does sit, Foreman is the guy to go.
This week at the running back position, there's a lot of guys that we like. I mean, all those guys are the top of the slate. A bunch of those guys we expect to put up big numbers like they have been every week. There's a reason that the running back position has such high price tags at the top end. I mean, it might be the most expensive position. Maybe wide receivers up there too, but a lot of those guys at the top are great options. But two guys that we don't like as much this week are going to be Leonard Fournette playing Indianapolis and Myles Gaskin playing Carolina, simply because of their matchups. DraftKings has the Carolina and Indianapolis rush defenses ranked as second and third in the league. And these are two guys that definitely have the ability to put up big numbers, but can be inconsistent in their numbers week over week. And if you're going to take somebody at the running back position, take one of those backups who's going to get in from an injured starter. These guys are not necessarily guys we expect to put up big numbers this week because of their matchups and because of their inconsistency. Moving on to the wide receiver position for your boy, Cooper Kupp at the very top. $9,600. That is an insane salary for anybody. That's $2,000 more expensive than the top salary quarterback on the slate for this Sunday, which is kind of crazy. So Cooper Kupp, if you want to put him in there, you can, but that's a pricey guy to have. That said, we're going to look for some value here. So some guys that we do like this week are...
I got to look at Brandon Ayuk. It's finally time to say this after a really, really underwhelming start to the season. He's looking to find his own out there. 21 points last time out. He's actually hitting his targets. He's actually on the field for snaps. And he's got a really favorable matchup here against Minnesota. 5.3K. I really like him here as well. You look at more in the slate. Elijah Moore, I think he does well here as well. Either him or Corey Davis. They looked really good last time out. And I think they look really good here again. Against that Houston defense, opportunity to do really well. Finally, if you look up even more, you can't go wrong with any of the people up top. But if you want a GPP play, a real sneaky one you could look at this week, I can't believe I'm saying this, could be Odell Beckham Jr.
Whoa.
Now, brand new to his team, I get that. Last week didn't look very good because he was, or 2 weeks ago, sorry, because he was just learning his routes. Once he gets accustomed to the team, he will be wide receiver number 2 in that team. And he's facing Green Bay. He's filling in for Robert Woods as soon as he's hurt, right? So as soon as he becomes accustomed to these routes, he has the opportunity to put up absolute numbers. And I think this Green Bay and Rams game will be really close, down to the wire, higher scoring game.
Maybe my fantasy team will finally get some points.
No, you're still dead. You're done.
I had 55 points last week.
Really? For the record, we have a super flex position in our league. One last name to leave you with, sticking with that same game, was MVS is back. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He had that awesome touchdowns last time at huge high speeds. He's really cheap as well, so if this game does become a shootout like I do believe it will be, MVS has the opportunity to do really well as well. So, finally, the fade of the week at the running. Fade of the week is going to be DJ Moore. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, this might be surprising to you considering a lot of this that we do is based on the matchups that we have. And DraftKings has DJ Moore's opponent ranked as 31st in the league against the pass game. But with Cam Newton back, with CMC back and healthy and going off, we expect this game to be taken over by the run a little bit more than the pass game, especially if they get ahead big early. That might mean that there's less shots going downfield. Might be more of a safe game plan that they try to execute if they get ahead of this Miami team. And so because of that, we don't expect DJ Moore to necessarily live up to his price tag at $6,200, even though it does seem like he has a pretty favorable matchup. At that same price range, we think you should be getting other guys around there. I mean, Waddle, right underneath him in the salary range at $5,900. That's a guy who's probably going to be used a lot, given that he's going to be on the other side of that game, potentially behind early. Cooks. I mean, there's lots of guys in that price range, lots of good options. We don't expect DJ Moore to be a huge part of his offense this week.
All right, moving right along to the tight end position, and I mean, this is a pretty simple one. Kittle, Pitts up top, absolutely stellar recently. And then other than that, there's no Kelsey this week, there's no Waller. Where am I going? I think I'm going to go Kyle Pitts. We talked about Matt Ryan at the start. If Matt Ryan is going to succeed like we think he does, Kyle Pitts is going to be the guy to go to.
Yeah.
He has been an absolute force in games he goes off. I mean, he's been really streaky, but he has the matchup to go off here against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, and that's a nice little stack to have in there. That's a pretty cheap quarterback, and then tight end who's at the top of the price range, but still only $6,100. That's a nice stack to have in some GPP lineups. If they go off, that's huge value, and you're gonna have a lot of room for other players in your lineup.
So that's what I think I'm gonna go to. I mean, you can't go wrong with Kittle either. He's been looking amazing recently. I think he goes out and does well as well. But it's going to be Kyle Pitts I'm targeting up top. Value down low, tight end position. I'm actually going to someone in Ryan Griffin. Now, New York Jets tight end. A lot of people are like, who's this guy? Right? No one knows who Ryan Griffin is. He's getting more shares recently, and I think he's doing a lot better than his price tail does entail. And playing someone in Houston, even more opportunities for him to go out there and live up to his price tag. I think at 2.6K, it's a steal with the way he's getting targets recently. I mean, last game he put up 6.9 points already, targeted 7 times a couple games before that. Guy's the opportunity to go big, 2.6K. He's a perfect down low option. Other hand, the fade of the week is going to be CJ Uzuma facing Pittsburgh. Last time he faced Pittsburgh, put up an absolute donut. Whereas he did have those 2 games where he went off, his usage is steadily declining, and I don't think he's really living up to that 3.4K price tag. I'd much rather pay that extra $200, get someone like Dan Arnold, get someone like Pitts or Kittle up top. Next up, though, your favorite position. Tell us a bit more about the defense and special teams.
Defense and special teams, as Gordon said, my favorite position. This week is a really interesting week for this position because there's not a lot of teams we love, especially high in the salary range. I mean, the Patriots are at the top here at $3,900, but they're playing a Tennessee team, which puts up points. The Chargers are up there, but their defense has not looked particularly good this year. The Bucs are up there, but we don't bet against Jonathan Taylor anymore. So some teams that we do like are the Eagles playing the New York Giants. I mean, they're down there at $3,200, and that's some pretty good value given that they're playing a Giants team which struggles to put up points. Same with the Panthers, they're at $3,100, and they're playing Miami, another team that struggles to put up points. A game that I definitely think you should avoid is that Rams-Green Bay game. As we said, both teams strong offenses, could come out, be a really close game, but both sides can put up some points. Down low, you could look at some teams that you really like the Falcons against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, the Falcons don't have a great defense, but going up against Jacksonville, that's a pretty good GPP option right there. Or you could look at some of the other lower teams going up against weak opponents as well. So definitely not a week we think you should pay up at this position. Definitely some value to be had lower down and some big fades that we would stay away from at the top of the slate.
Yeah, at the point of filming this, there is no favorite higher than -270, and other than that, there's no favorite above -200. This is a spot where I think the Patriots could do well, but I don't want to pay above 3.2K. I don't want to pay above 2.5K. Get the Jets, get the Texans, make this a punt category. Full send, baby, GPP. I think that if you want to play cash flow, get the Eagles, get the Patriots, but this is one where if you're playing GPP, take a pick, take a stab. You have no idea who's going to do well. It's a very risky one. And at that wraps it up for week 12. Hopefully, by the time of this video, I'm happy with a Bills win and I can wear this the next video as well.
Even though they didn't win last week.
Anyways, I do this on the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. I was your host, Gordo Gamble. You can find me on Twitter at GamblesGordo, on Twitter at Plays and Fades. Check us out there. It's an off week for UFC, so it's NFL. Like we said, happy Thanksgiving to all our American followers. Hope you enjoy yourself some turkey. Send some up here to Canada if you guys have any extra.
All NFL this week, except check out at Gordo Gambles on Twitter so you can get NBA and NHL lineups in the week as well. It's not only football, even when UFC isn't on.
There you go. All right, but that's going to do it here. Message us on Twitter if you have any more questions. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Every single like is also appreciated, and let's make some money.
Bing!